Hello, Steve White, Steve R79. Well, my Christmas nightmare has returned. Okay, so I had problems a couple of years ago. I've lived in this building for 16 years now. And a couple of years ago, there was a guy across the hall from me who he broke up with his girlfriend, and then he was alone and on drugs, and he would have these benders and get really loud and be abusive with other neighbours and that. Eventually, the real estate kicked him out, but the last few months that he was there, the guy next to me moved out, and another guy moved in, and he became friends with that guy, and they would stand across the hall from each other because their doors were across from each other, and just talk and yell and get drunk and just be loud all day, and it was a nightmare because I couldn't escape it. Just the noise. It was like they were inside my room. It was so loud, and this went on for months. It affected my sleep, and I got really depressed, and I had moments where I nearly, because I just could not take it anymore. And I begged the real estate to do something. I thought he was registering the complaints and eventually was going to evict him for being disruptive and stuff, because you are entitled to quiet enjoyment of your apartment, and you're not allowed to be excessively loud and stuff like that. But he wasn't doing anything, and fortunately, because it's hot up here on this floor, the other guy wanted to move down to one of the lower floors where it was cooler, and the guy moved him. And I thought he moved him as a way to get around of evicting him and to get him separate from me and the other people, because there are other people on this level that he was threatening and fighting with, who I think they thought were responsible for evicting the other guy because he assaulted one of them. And so he moved him down, and you could still hear him in the building, but he was far enough away that it was manageable, and I just ignored it and it was fine. And I thought, sometimes they'd be really loud, and I'm like, it's never going to be as bad as when he was next door. You'll be fine. Just ignore it. It's not that loud. And then the other day, I heard him arguing on this floor with the other guy that he was fighting with before. And the guy said, "Why are you up here?" And he said, "Because they've given me a room up here." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" And then he told the other guy, "And they're kicking you out." And I'm like, "What the hell's happening?" And I contacted the real estate, and he's moved into the apartment just down from me. I'm like, how could you do that? You moved him out before because he was a problem. He was fighting for other people and threatening other people, and why would you move him back up? One of those people's still on this level, I'm still on this level, and you know how much stress that caused me. Why would you do that? I know the apartments on the end where he is are bigger, so maybe he wanted a bigger room and he gave it to him. Like, why are you rewarding this guy? I've been here for 16 years. I've never been offered one of the bigger rooms, and I haven't bothered anyone. And it's like, why does the real estate favour this guy? They didn't evict him when they should have. They moved him to a better apartment, and then now they've moved him a second time to a better apartment at the cost of the other people on the floor who had to deal with him before and got rid of him, and now they're telling him apparently that they're kicking the other guy out, which is really none of his business. And now he's bullying him with that, saying, "Well, they're kicking you out." And it's like, I can't believe I have to deal with this again. I kept saying to myself, it's okay, he's still in the building, but it's not so loud that you can't just block it out. And now he's on this level. Now the only hope is that he hangs out with a couple of people on the bottom floor. They're really loud and disruptive, but like probably almost hear them over the camera now. They're like being loud downstairs. But I can usually tune it out. If they start coming upstairs and hanging out with him up here in the hall, there's no way to escape it. Like the noise-wise, I can't get away from it. And it's like, I can't deal with this. I can't move because we've got a rental crisis in Australia currently, and no one can get any houses. Even the rich people with nice, jobs and all that can't get, their own places. That's how bad it is. And I'm just really anxious now about, I can't afford to move. I've lived here for years. Until this guy moved in, I was comfortable here and happy here. And I was fine once he moved downstairs. But I just don't know what to do. I just have to pray he goes downstairs to hang out with I think there's like two guys there I think he talks to. And they're really loud as well, and they'll hang out in the hall and make a lot of noise and bother the other people. People have yelled out at them and told them to be quiet, and they've basically, a couple of times they've actually just shut down the party. Other times they've just told them to F off and get back in their rooms and bullied them. And the real estate hasn't done anything about it as far as I don't know why they favour this guy. It really feels like they favour this guy. And there's a theory which I can't share. He says, the real estate won't do anything because of this reason. I've got protection for this reason. And it's probably true, but I'm not repeating it because it always gets turned around on the victim. But yeah, this is just not what I needed for Christmas. The idea of looking forward to the new year with this guy on my level, making noise and making my life miserable. It's like, I can't handle this, and if I'm going to have to move if this becomes a thing, because the only other option is I will get so depressed and feel so trapped that I'm going to leave a different way. And nobody cares. So my real estate knows this. I told him how bad it was last time, and he still moved the guy back up here. He thinks that's just weak. He thinks, oh, you're just weak. So yeah, so that's what I'm dealing with at the moment, and I just pray that this guy just goes downstairs and hangs out with his friends when he, you know, instead of them coming up here, because I think it's more likely that he's going to have to go down there. I think it's less likely they're going to come up here to hang out up with him. So hopefully it'll be manageable. But I'm just so anxious about this. But I'm going to go. Feel free to share, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think of my Christmas nightmare, and I just hope it's manageable in the next year. Otherwise, I don't know what I'm going to do.